I have just witnessed the most disturbing benefits of Christianity analogy of my young life. The theology is bad, the double entendre is worse, but all of that simply is eclipsed by the totality of the analogy itself. Prepare yourselves for the indescribable horror that is Grandpa John and his tiny S&M cradle.
Which demonstrates how Christianity can make a difference in people. And I'm going to use a bottle of pickles.
I see. He's going to use a bottle of pickles to demonstrate Christianity. What is it with Christian apologists, modern Christian apologists, and foodstuffs? It's bananas, or it's peanut butter, now it's pickles. What is up with that?
I got a great big old pickle here. Oh, he's really ugly, isn't he? You know, he's kind of an ugly pickle.
Let's parse that syntax. I've got a great big old ugly pickle here. Damn. The unintentional hilarity is cosmic, with a sinister and disturbing undertone. Would you like to touch Grandpa John's pickle, Bobby? Well, would you? For Jesus. No thanks, Uncle John. I'm good.
Well, I'm going to do something special to this pickle. And you know, that pickle's like people who are Christians. What happens is that this pickle's going to be tapped into higher power. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a fork. I'm going to stick it in one end of this pickle. There we go. I'm going to take another fork. I'm going to stick it in the other end of this pickle. And I'm going to put it over here in this little sling that I've made so that you can see. And so I'm going to put an electrical clip on one fork and an electrical clip on the other fork.
It's like some kind of ghastly pickle gitmo hell. One wouldn't be surprised to see the hapless food item wearing a tiny orange jumpsuit.
And we're going to plug this in. So there is the person without Jesus. The power of Christ in our lives is going to be like what you see happen to this pickle. So watch what happens.
Now, as it happens, having one fork shoved up your arse and another into the top of your head and then being plugged into mains electricity is a lot like my Christian experience, so full marks for accurate advertising of the product. However, I do draw the line at the little bondage rig. I never did that kind of thing. At least not consciously. Okay, there was that one time with the rope burns, but my pastor assured me that those were stigmata, divinely inspired, and I believed him.
And look what happens. As the energy gets added to that pickle, all of a sudden, that pickle looks a whole lot different than its buddies. It doesn't take very long, and all of a sudden, funny things start happening again, and it starts giving off that light again, and all kinds of interesting things take place.
Yes, let's watch what happens. The tip of the pickle begins to glow like a deformed, luminous penis, and then it begins to smoke and steam and burn, superheated vapor venting from both ends.
Ecclesiastical enemas, Batman. This analogy is looking more accurate with every passing minute.
To be fair, it does sound like a pretty unforgettable religious experience. I wonder what God would have to say about this.
Well, yes, to be fair to Grandpa John, this is an approved analogy, vouchsafed to him through the Holy Spirit. Although it isn't humans in general, but of course the male of the species that the analogy applies to. As you must know, I've never been overly keen on women and prefer to keep them out of the serious business unless absolutely unavoidable. For example, the whole virgin birth thing. That was what I would consider unavoidable. It's all very well to have only one parent involved in a birth event, but it somewhat stretches credibility to have no parents at all. I mean, I got a lot of flack about the virgin birth thing. I mean, if we'd had no parents at all, nobody would have believed the thing. So my hands were somewhat tied in that particular situation. A pickle becomes particularly appropriate when one considers that most men are little more than stunted, curiously shaped penises, persistently venting fluids and gases in all directions. Simply ask any married woman. In any event, Grandpa John's clever little analogy is officially endorsed by me. The Godhead, the Triune One, Gozer the Destructor. No wait, that's Ghostbusters.